Hi guys, it's NEDA month, National Essential Tremor Awareness Month, and I am going to show you for the month of March a fair few videos showing you things that help me. Now today I'm going to start off in the kitchen and the things that help me be able to do what I need to do in the kitchen. Firstly, I've told you before a lot of times that for my arms, because I don't just have tremors in my hands, I have them in my whole body. So they're in my arms as well. Now, the further we reach our arms away from our body, the worse our hands are trying to deal with things. So I've worked out over the time to get my arms to my body. Up to my wrist is where is my comfortable position for my arms to be. And squeezing my arms in, like I said, up to my wrist, helps me control the arm tremors, and then I only have my shaky hands to contend with. Now, first thing I've found that helps me a lot in the kitchen is my chopping board. This one, the normal size thin cutting boards that we can get, means my arms are down, not in my comfortable position, which makes my arms shake more and which makes it harder for me to cut and do things on this cutting board. Now, my son-in-law made me this cutting board, and unbeknownst to him, it is the best thing that I have had for the kitchen. It gets my arms to where they are. So then putting my hands down, my arms are still in where they need to be, and then I'm able to do things on this cutting board with just my hands. Still, my wrists are into my body as well, so it's just my fingers on the cutting board, and this helps me a lot. Next is the kettle. I don't use a kettle anymore. I use, and I've showed you this recently a couple of months ago in a video, I use a hot water dispenser. Now, this thing is the best thing I've ever bought. You don't have to worry about a jug and spilling it everywhere and burning yourself. This hot water dispenser dispenses hot water straight into your cup, and it is a brilliant idea. It really is. It helps me be able to have my cups of tea or coffee now. I was giving up them because I couldn't use the kettle anymore. With the utensils, there are weighted utensils out there, which are big, heavy utensils. Now, one of my beautiful followers from America sent me these, Melissa, and I was so grateful for them. I'd never heard of weighted utensils before. So these do help, but you've still got to get that food up to your mouth. Now, when I cut on a plate, and I'll show you in another video how I do eat. I showed you a video not long ago with me eating steak and peas and chips on the plate, and they were going everywhere. I will show, but that was showing how I hate saying the word, a normal person would eat at a dinner table. I will show you in another video in the next couple of days how I do eat and am able to eat without spilling it all over myself most of the time. So the weighted utensils are good, but you can also find utensils. So if I picked up these skinny little ones, these really light, thin ones, I would have Buckley's of trying to eat with these normal utensils. And they are very thin, very light. There's no way. But if you go through your cutlery drawer, you may find a thicker, heavier fork. Now, I like the shorter prongs on a fork rather than longer prongs on a fork. I find the real long ones means I have a lot of trouble, and I've got more room to be able to stab myself because I've got to get the food off that longer prong. So shorter prongs do help as well for when I'm eating dinner. The knife I use, if I'm using this fork, which is a heavier one for me, it feels better, it's shorter prongs. The knife I always use is a steak knife. Even for things like lasagna and things like that, I will use a steak knife. I find A steak knife is just so much easier to cut straight through stuff and not have to struggle and sort of saw through meat. A steak knife will get through anything for me, so I use a steak knife a lot. The knives I use to cut up food on my chopping block is either this little silicone knife or a steak knife as a serrated knife. I do not use the longer blade knives. The longer blade knives, there's too much blade area. If I've got to bring that knife near my fingers, it could be a hospital visit. So I do not use these knives. I use these knives for everything that I have to cut up. With my plates, as I showed with the steak and peas and chips one, a flat plate is not good for me. I end up spilling too much food off the sides of the plate. This plate has raised sides and helps me be able to keep the food on the plate even more. And I can use the sides to help me get the stuff onto my forks and my knives. So definitely a higher sided plate does help me. Now cups, I don't use glasses, I don't use coffee mugs. I use a travel mug for every drink. Even if I want a drink of water, it's a travel mug. And yes, you can use straws as well. But this travel mug, to put the lid on, I hold the cup, I put the lid on, I hold the lid and push down, and I turn the bottom of the cup. I don't turn the top. I've found that if I turn the top, that's when you can have the spillages and you've got no control of the bottom. So at least if you're holding the top down and you turn the bottom, you've got more support for the cup to stay still for you. Now, if you're out my local cafe in town, if I'm ever out and I want to get a takeaway coffee or tea, they have these little coffee stoppers for me, and they bought them for me to be able to help. And all they do is they push in there, in that hole, so when you're carrying it, it's not going to spill so much for you. Now, if I am carrying a cup, I always have the hole facing away from me. So if it spills, it's not going down me. It's going that way, thankfully. Also with the cups, I just can't go and get any travel mug. I make sure it's one with the hole up the top. The ones that have the hole down inside, by the time you get it up to your mouth, it's already spilling everywhere. The way I'm able to use this is, while I've got it here, I can get my head down to the cup. I put my tongue in there to stop the liquid spilling out. I can lift it up, I take my tongue out, I drink, I put my tongue back in, I put the cup back down, and I get my head away really quick. It's not just the coming to your mouth, it is the going away as well, where we can spill it a lot. So definitely the hole up the top, not the hole down inside. Now this one also has a stopper, which is great, so I can carry it. I still carry it. Now when I carry cups, I don't carry them in my hands. I carry them up against my body with the hole facing out, so it'll still spill out this way, not down me. But at least if this cup is not in my hands, it's a lot safer and supported there on my body. And with fry pans, a higher sided fry pan that will help us when we flip things. We can flip it onto the side and make it slip down the fry pan. So they're just a few of the things that really help me in the kitchen. I hope that helps someone out there. No, instructions and things that are out there for everyone else aren't for us. We have to work out our way to be able to use the things the way we can use them. Definitely the arms in for everything, and hopefully some of these hints will help some of you out there. Sending all my love, everyone. Have a great shaky day or night wherever you are. Please take care and stay safe. And I'll be back again in a couple of days with some more videos about the kitchen and the things that I do in here with these trimmers. Bye for now, my friends.